Welcome to Better Banking with FNB Namibia. As the new normal requires people to continue working from home, it's essential to ensure that your portable work devices are adequately insured from theft or unforeseen damage. Corlia Kotze, CEO of FNB Insurance Brokers Namibia, is here to explain to us how to ensure that your work devices are adequately covered to give you peace of mind. Corlia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to have you again.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So, what insurance-related things should employees consider when using devices like laptops from home as opposed to using those same devices at work?
Well, firstly, it's very important to have a discussion with your employer to determine how exactly that equipment is insured. If it is insured on an all-risk basis, meaning it can go out of the office, it means that you can take it home and you can use it from home without worrying about loss or damage. The same thing goes the other way around. If you want to use your mobile device or iPad for working from the office, you must make sure that it is sufficiently insured on your personal policy. Your personal policy should have it under the all-risk basis, which means it is not only insured in your residence, but also when you take it away from the residence, even if you have to go meet at a coffee shop or you want to meet a client on another premises or at work, then they would be covered to do so.
All right. And you mentioned a term, which is all risk, which many of us just, browse on through. Why is it important for us to really read through the all risk part of it?
Well, the all-risk section basically gives cover, like the word suggests, on an all-risk basis. It means for any type of damage and anywhere in the world. So it means that if you insure an item on an all-risk basis, then it's not just insured under your house contents section, it's insured anywhere where you take it. And you need to browse through to make sure that your item is actually specifically named in the all-risk section.
Okay.
If it is not named there, then you don't have that worldwide cover.
Let's talk about the unforeseen part of things, because with theft, we all know how that works. But there are certain times in terms of a power surge or accidental damage. What is the importance of checking what your policy covers in the event of those two?
You see, accidental damage and power surge, it's not cover that is automatically included in your policy. Depending on your insurer, this is cover that you can actually purchase additionally.
Okay.
It's an optional cover. So you must make sure that that cover is indicated or named in your policy schedule, because it will come at additional cost. If you're not paying for it, if it's not named in the schedule, then you don't have that type of cover. This type of damage is normally something that would happen at home, okay? And it is important, especially if you have very high value electronics.
Because I would think that it's all encompassing, but that's not the case.
No.
So even if I drop my laptop and so forth, I still need to make sure that that is covered in there.
Yes, if you drop your laptop, that would be part of the accidental damage. But also, because your laptop is covered on an all-risk basis, it's
Yes.
different. If it's covered on all-risk basis, it's got a lot broader cover than just your house contents. Normally, the house contents section will make sub-provision for accidental damage and power surge.
All right. And how does one keep their household contents inventory in check?
Well, I would suggest the best way to do this is to actually go from room to room, make a list of everything that you own, of all your belongings, because everything that is actually movable inside the house makes out part of the content section of the policy. So go through your rooms, make a list, and then what you have to do is you have to go and determine a replacement value for those items. So if you list your bed and your TV, you must go to a retail shop and you must obtain a replacement value for that specific
And
television.
that's what it's called, replacement value.
That is why it's called replacement value. When you have listed all the items and you've determined a value for all of them, okay, the total would be the amount that we insure for on the insurance policy. That is what we would call the insured amount.
I've also heard another term called underinsured. What does that mean?
Yes, that is why an inventory like that is so very important. If you underinsure, it means that the value that you have insured for is not sufficient to cover the replacement cost of your belongings, which means that in event of a loss, say for instance you have a house fire and it burns down, you won't be able to replace your goods. And the insurance company will also apply what we call average. It means that they will look at the amount, the percentage with which you have incorrectly insured, and they will apply that to the claim that they pay out.
Okay, now let's put it in context. So, Corlia, let's just put that into practicality. Say my TV got stolen or damaged and I valued it at 2,000, but in actuality, it's 4,000. What then happens?
That's not really the way it is applied. Normally, we
Okay.
look at under insurance as a total. It is when you do your contents insurance, and you insure the complete total value of your contents. So, if, for instance, I insure my householders or my contents value for 50,000,
Okay.
the whole value, and the house burns down. This is just an easy example to use, which means that everything is lost. If we go and we do a replacement value calculation, and the true value of your contents is 100,000, okay, it means that you have been underinsured with 50% because you've insured 50,000 and you should have been insured for 100,000. And if you do the math, that is a 50% underinsurance
Yes.
value, which means that the insurance company, when they settle the claim, will also apply 50% to the claim that you're putting in, okay, which means you will only get 50% of the claim. All right. So it is not applied when you look at a single item like a television. It is applied when you do
Holistically.
house contents, because the house contents is insured for a total value.
So how do I then make sure that I do not get underinsured? Because you just said it's up to me now to go to all of the stores or however to make sure that I get the correct valuation.
That's
so here
right.
I am with all of my correct valuation, and then it turns out that I'm underinsured.
If you do the inventory, like if you do go room by room and you
Yeah.
make a list
Yeah.
and you get replacement values for those items,
Yeah.
then you should be sufficiently insured.
Okay. Now I'm happy.
Excellent.
Well,
Excellent.
thank you so much for coming. As always, you always enlighten us into how to better do the things. So we appreciate you for coming.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us. Today we were speaking to Corlia Kotze, CEO of FNB Insurance Brokers Namibia. Tune in next time.